Ben and Mel. Obviously I'm a chef, Mel's nutritional expert of experts. We're here at Wild Oak. We're cooking some food and demonstrating how to eat well, healthy, nutritious, delicious and fast and easy. And Mel's a superstar in the kitchen, so I'll hand over to her.
So we're going to do some fermenting. So we've got the cabbage here.
We have a cabbage.
Ready to go.
Another cabbage over there. What are you going to do with the cabbage?
Oh, you're going to show us. You're going to chop it
up.
I'm
doing it.
You're doing the work, not me.
So everybody's familiar now, and now there's a lot of talk around the place about probiotics. Yep. Now everybody's used to probiotic, cooked tablets and whatnot. But this can actually be part of your diet, your nutrition. Now, in terms of gut health, healthy gut is going to aid your metabolic rate.
For sure.
Reduce the risk of colon disease.
Yep, cancer. Inflammation though, especially. Our diets are so high in processed foods that processed foods are very high in omega-6. So we have omega-6 and omega-3, our essential fatty acids, which we need to, we get through food. Our ratios for omega-6 to omega-3 should be 4:1, but with the processed foods, most of the time now you're looking around omega-6 more of a 30:1. And even the healthiest of people and the ones that really look after themselves like us, our levels would still be even around that 8:1. So to look after your gut is really, really important. Even more so important for people that are wanting weight loss. Gut inflammation is really going to not help the process with weight loss. So this sort of what Ben's going to show us is awesome for inflammation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Get your gut back in gear. Yeah. All right. So you're familiar with I might swap spots with you.
Yeah. Sure.
You're familiar with kimchi is obviously a fermented cabbage, sauerkraut and choucroute, obviously fermented cabbages. A lot of people will go out and buy these products. If you're looking for a convenience product and you buy it, make sure you don't get a pasteurised product. Quite often commercially made pasteurised ones, the pasteurisation process makes it last longer, but it also kills all the healthy bacteria that you've made whilst fermenting the product. So something to be aware of. But okay, we're going to do a fairly easy ferment today, and we're going to use a starter culture. Now, when it comes to fermenting, you can use pretty much any vegetable. Quite often it's done with cabbages. We're going to use a bit of a mix of cabbages, but you could use some zucchinis, you could use anything. The only thing you really need to be careful of is you don't want you don't want too much acid in there. If you've got too much acid in your ferment, you're going to basically start to kill off your good bacteria with the acid. And the good bacteria is where it's all at. So steer clear of acidics. So we've got some onion here. I'm going to use this Spanish onion, and we just throw it in a big bowl or a big plastic basin. Now I'm going to put some chili in. Can you pass me that chili there? I'm going to put some fresh chili in as well. If you don't like chili, you can leave it out. But if you're trying to shed a few kilos or increase your metabolic rate, chili's a real winner for that. It's got a lot of properties that really liven up your metabolic rate, really get you burning those calories, so to speak.
Just getting back to use by dates as well. The longer a use by date on a product, the worse it is for you. So things like canned foods can sit on a shelf for years. So anything with a really long use by date is normally not the best for you.
Now we're putting some ginger in here because we love ginger. It gives it a lovely flavour, but also ginger's got a terrific, why is it so good?
Antifungal, anti-inflammation. So it's a really great food to have in it.
Get plenty of ginger in there. So we're going to just slice all this stuff fairly thin. Now if you've got a food processor with a grater attachment, you could most definitely use that as well. The only thing with the grater, it makes it quite a quite a fine grade then. Now I've got some red cabbage here. Now I'm not washing the leaves, I'm just going to take off the outer leaves that are protecting it. This is organically grown cabbage, so it's got more of the good bacteria we want right from the get-go. So I'm just going to slice this down fairly thin. And again, if you've got a food processor or a magic chopper, you can do that. Or
but this can be good for getting frustration out. So
yeah,
it's a good way to
as you can
reduce
see,
some stress.
it doesn't really take that long. Alright, so that's going in there. That one's going there.
Is this more of a winter vegetable?
Yeah, no, they will. You can grow cabbage at this time of year as well, but they tend to be more known as a winter vegetable because there's relatively not a great deal of other vegetables out and around in winter. The cabbage is quite popular.
Okay.
This here is a wombok, otherwise known as a Chinese cabbage. We're going to cut this one up as well.
Great for salads too. These sort of veggies add nice crisp to it, different textures.
Yeah, for sure. And you can always put your fermented vegetables into your salad, and the liquid you get off there is great for a salad dressing as well. So give that a bit of a chop up. Now, I think that's probably enough for us for today. We'll give that a bit of a salting. Now, sometimes when you're using a large sort of drum cabbage and whatnot, people will salt the leaves for a couple of hours and then rinse them off, and that's more for when you want to activate your ferment naturally, whereas we're going to use a starter culture. So if you're in a bit of a hurry, you can get it going with one of these starter cultures. This one's an organic product. You can read up on about it. Yeah, basically starts the right bacteria we need in there going straight away. So I'm going to pop one satchel in there, just like so. And then on top of that, we're going to add in some cayenne pepper and give it a really good nudge. So this would be quite spicy. If you don't like spicy, leave it out. Then give it a good crack at peppercorn milk. Oh yeah, I need to. They've just out of reach. So there's Cumin Seeds there on the end. And we'll just tear a few fresh herbs in there. Whatever you like, whatever you've got handy, just throw them in there as well. And we all know herbs are beautiful. So some Cumin Seeds for a bit of flavour.
Give it a nice colour too, the pepper.
Yeah, terrific. And the Cumin Seeds are terrific for, they've got a lot of antifungal properties as well, and they're also good for digestion.
I think too with your food, it's got to be appealing to the eye, so the colour makes it.
Alright, so basically into there we need to add some water. Now, what you want to do is get filtered water or buy some alkalinised water, because as I said before, you don't want any acid really going against you there. Now Mel's going to give that a jolly good stir up. The reason we like to use filtered water, you might hear people say to use filtered water for your ferment, is mainly because tap water is fairly heavily chlorinated. Now obviously we've got some bacteria in here that we want to grow, and that's going to be the main benefit of eating this. Now if we put chlorinated water in there, it's going to start killing off the bacteria we want. So yeah, some filtered water. Alright, so that's all mixed through. I'm going to just get my hands in here. I don't know if you can see this here, I'll tip it up. But basically pack all this into a jar if you've got one, or I find a bucket a bit easier to use because it's got a larger opening. Now get it all in there and then give it a really good push down. Now once you've got all your product in there, what you need to do is give it a jolly good push down, and what you need to do is have the liquid above the vegetable product. So if you can see that, it all has to be covered by liquid, otherwise the bits that are sticking up out of the liquid, they're going to go they're going to go off. They're going to start to mould, and that's the wrong kind of bacteria.
Just don't want that
So make sure you've got enough liquid to cover it. And then I've got a little special trick there. I've got that little plate there. So what you can do, you can buy a super flash fermenting jar with like a glass thing that goes in it, but it's going to cost you some dollars, and you might already have a bucket and a plate or something that fits in the bucket. So stick your bucket down, push your plate until moisture comes on top of the plate. What that'll do is ensure you've got no oxygen touching your food. Then cover it over and stick it in the pantry for about a week. If you're not using a ferment starter, probably about 10 days to 2 weeks. Stick it in there for about a week, let it go crazy. It might smell a bit, that's a good thing. And then pull it out after a week and you can pack it down into the fridge. But don't put it in the fridge straight away, because the fridge is going to reduce the temperature and stop that bacteria growing and becoming an awesome probiotic. Then you can use it as, you know, roasted chicken with some fermented vegetables on the side, delicious. Salads, anything you like, really.
And how long will it keep once got it in the fridge?
Oh, ages. Once you've fermented it, pack it into the fridge. It'll store for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, it stores really well.
So that was really easy to do. So again, another fast, delicious and nutritious.
Give it a go at home.
Won't take you long to get that one prepared.
We'll just pop this on the pantry.